Hi, I'm Deb from Online Camera Ed. Today I'm going to walk you through how to process a raw image in Adobe Photoshop Raw Image Processor. We're going to break it. There's a fair bit that we can do with an image, so we're going to break it down into a couple of steps. In part one, which we're doing now, we're going to look at applying a camera profile and how to change your white balance setting. Now the reason we're doing these two together because they both affect how your camera interprets color. So first of all, let's open our image. We'll just use a pretty simple image for this. Okay, now you can see the image is opened in Camera Raw. So the first thing we're going to do is have a look at the camera profile. Now a camera profile determines how your camera interprets the image that it's captured. So if we click on the camera icon here, and you'll see it's come up, it always comes up to Adobe Standard. Now what options you have in this list depend on your camera type and how the image was taken, but we have a few options. So we're going to just select each one and have a look at the changes in our image. Now while we're looking at the changes in the color in the image, also keep an eye on your histogram because that'll give you a few clues as well. So we'll just work our way down the list and notice the changes. That one's made it go a little bit dull. Not too bad though. And that one's a little bit over bright for my liking. So we just try each one and see if any of them make any improvement to our image or if we're better off with our original. Now in this case, I think the original one is just fine because I like the darkness in the pink there, the pink sprinkles on the top of the cupcake. So I'm going to leave it at that, but you can change it if you think one is better. If you don't, leave it alone. If you don't have to change something, don't change it just because you can. Okay, so that's how we change a camera profile. The next thing we're going to have a look at is white balance. So we're going to go back to our basic icon here. Click on there and you'll notice up here is your white balance. Now it will always come up as shot, but you have options for changing it. This is particularly helpful if you forgot to change it when you were shooting in a different kind of lighting, or if you're taking an image that's predominantly white, for example at the snow or at the beach, you might want to have changed your white balance setting. Now you've got a couple of different options here. Now as we click through them, just watch your image and you'll see the changes that it makes. Now auto is the camera's automatically making the decision for you. And once again, keep an eye on your histogram as well while we're doing it. Daylight is generally for if it was shot in daylight. Cloudy obviously is for a cloudy day. You'll notice a few color changes there. Doesn't actually in this case improve the image. Shade is generally used for if the image was taken in the shade. I'm not sure I like the color in that one either. But what we're actually looking for in these changes is the color in the image. Nothing else, just the color. Now obviously tungsten is not an option in this case. And fluorescent is not an option either. That makes it look pretty awful. Flash doesn't really do anything terribly much. And custom is if you set a custom white balance. In this case, that looks pretty nice, the custom one. We'll go back to as shot, and you can see they are the same because this shot was actually done with a custom white balance. So that was preset before I took the image. But if any of those options are better for the image than your original, then change it to that one and then click OK to open your image or continue on to make your other adjustments. So that's all there is to it. It's really simple. That's stage one. Once you're happy with it, then we just click Open Image and it has opened the image for you, and that's all you have to do. Okay, part 2 is done in a separate video, so be sure to watch that one next.